Well, greetings all and welcome. Once again, we are coming at you from my Quartzsite, Arizona camp. My Astro van build camp is what I've been calling it. I've been busy. I'm really trying to get this done, well, to the point to where I can move into the Astro and get out of the box van within the next few days. Really like to get this box van completely cleaned out and kind of detailed and ready for sale by next week. So I've just been rushing, working sun up to sundown. The weather has been pretty cooperative, although today is pretty breezy, but it's not holding me back. The sun has been coming out behind the clouds here and there. So what I'm working on is taking advantage of the sunshine. I've got my full cabinet unit that I showed in the last video. I put coats of polyurethane on it, so I'm letting it sit out in the sun and dry. I'm on my second coat there. And then I've done all my shelves that go in that cabinet unit. They're all over here drying in the sun. A couple coats of polyurethane, top and bottom on those. And then I was able to get all my doors for the cabinets cut and ready to put some decorative trim on. I picked up this stuff here. It's supposed to kind of look like rope. I actually considered using real rope. I've seen that done. A guy I know in a van did the rope around all the trim in his van. But I'm going to use this wood stuff, and I've already got a couple pieces cut to fit. I tried to kind of match the rounded corners here. Got these glued down. I'm going to try to get away with not using any finishing nails. I think the wood glue will be plenty if I just let it set up good enough. I'm using this Gorilla wood glue. It's pretty strong bond. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. And then I'll have to make the final call before I polyurethane this if I want to go with the torch treatment on just the trim or the trim and the door. Right now I'm kind of thinking I might do a little darker on the trim and then just a light kind of torch burn treatment on the door before I polyurethane it. Then they'll be good to go. I've got 3 of these to do. I think I only have enough trim to do 2 of the bigger doors. So I may pick up some more in the future, although that's going to hold me back as far as getting everything finished in polyurethane. But we'll see how it goes. Kind of wish I would have bought one more stick of that. But that's where I'm at, waiting for water-based polyurethane and glue to dry. A lot of that going on today. Well, I think it's time to try to secure one of these doors and see if this is going to actually work here. And I'll show you my system for my latch and keeping the door closed when it's not latched. But for now, I'm going to drill some pilot holes. These are not the heaviest duty hinges, so I'm hoping that these work. The system I'm going to use for this cabinet door here, I'm going to kind of have it function as a countertop when it's open. And to be able to do that, I did it in the box van in one of my cabinet doors. I'm going to use some nylon webbing to attach from the cabinet to the door, so when it's open, I'll have to adjust it to the perfect length to where it sits nice and flat. But for now, even just with that one screw, I think we can kind of, and I'll probably have to have a handle on here somewhere too. Open it from the sides here. So yeah, something like that. Like I said, I'll have a piece of nylon webbing screwed into the side of the cabinet here and then to the back face of the door, and I'll adjust it to the right length to where this sits nice and level, so when I pull things out of here or this is open, I have this surface to set things on. Okay, so this is the latch to lock this while I'm driving. When I'm camped, I can keep that unlatched and this door will stay closed. I'll show you what I used. I just used these thin magnets here at the end of the shelf support. Screwed those in there. It took some fine kind of tuning here. I had to make sure that these were just a little bit less than flush, so when I have the other side of the magnet on the door here, that I don't have too big of a gap. So when it closes, you can hear it hit those magnets, and it stays. It takes a decent amount of force to pull that open, so I think that's going to work. Not perfect, but it's going to do. I really like this trim stuff, so I've got a couple scrap pieces of this for my cutouts here. I'm going to hit it with the torch and see how it looks before I actually do this. Okay, so we're moving right along on the cabinet here. I really need to get this done in the next day or two so I can move into this van. Got some other stuff to finish up, but once this cabinet is done, I'll have enough of my stuff stored in here. and I won't have to move this cabinet out anymore, so I can get the battery wired up and get the solar pumping so I can get my fridge in here and start living out of here. So what I'm working on today is getting my drawer set up. So I've got this all mocked up and measured up here. I'm going to use this sheet of piece of 1/2-inch plywood as a countertop surface here, and I'll make my own drawer to fit in there. I'm not going to use any drawer slides. It's just going to be friction fit. That's what I did in the box fan, and they worked out really good. And I'll have a door here on this part of this cabinet. Sorry, it's a little washed out with the sun out there. Let's see if I can get a better angle here. Yeah, so I'm going to have some overhang here. So the drawer will be here, and then this countertop is going to overhang a little bit. In front of this, on this side, is where I'm going to mount my little Wave 3 heater. So that will be right there on a TV swivel that will come out, and I can articulate it towards the passenger seat over here or towards the bed where I'm sitting on. And I'm going to go with that. I've been putting this off for a little bit, but I need to commit and make it happen. So that's what we're going with. Okay, so the wind is really brutal today. I don't know if my audio is going to work here. I may have to voice over this, but kind of tried to park the box fan here as a windbreak, and I've got my table right beside it here. So how I'm going to do this is going to be the bottom platform that the drawer will slide in on. So I need to secure these here and have one on each side, and then the countertop on top of that. So I am going to use a little wood glue and some finishing nails that I'll nail in from the other side. So I made a little pencil mark here, and it'll be flush with the front. So I'll just lay down a little bit of glue, clamp it, and then hammer in some nails from the top. Get my clamps all set up. Yeah, the wind out here is making this not so enjoyable, but I gotta get it done. Had really high winds yesterday. It was really hard to film anything. I did get a lot done on that cabinet. I got those cabinet doors all finished and installed. So yeah, we are making progress. And again, I would like to move into this van tomorrow or the next day and cut the cord, rip the Band-Aid off, get out of the box van. Just lightly clamp it so I can make some fine adjustments. Other clamp set. It's to slide out a little bit when I clamp it. Make sure that's nice and flush on the side there. Cinch it down. Wipe out my glue here and we'll get nailing. Flip this over, get some nails in there. You have 2 more clamps so I can work on the other side. I'm going to leave this clamp for a little bit. Get that glue set. Okay, so for the countertop, I'm going to shellac it instead of the water-based polyurethane. This is a kind of an amber color. So I've got a coat on there. I'm just going to kind of build it up, give it a little sanding, and just keep, probably put a good 4 or 5 coats on it. Give it a nice thick surface there. I think it's going to look good. Kind of don't want everything to be super monotone in here, so I thought having a little bit of break in the color you know, between the cabinet face here and the tabletop would look nice. So I'm happy with it. I went with the knot side up. Really like the look of those knots there. So it's going to be coming together. I should be able to have this completed by the end of the day today. That's my goal. Okay, got my countertop here with the shellac out drying. That turned out really nice. That's about the 4th or 5th coat there. Give it a light sand after that. It's my little lower cabinet door here. Did both sides. I'm not sure which one I'm going to have facing on the outside. They both look really nice. I don't know if I want to have the knots on the outside or inside, but get a couple more coats on that. This is my little plywood bending station here. I've been wetting them down with my shower sprayer bottle here. My top door wanted to bow out here, so I'm just kind of doing a reverse flex there. Going to try to catch it just when it's about even. Hopefully it'll dry and be nice and straight for me. Okay, so I have my bottom surface ready for my drawer here. This is nailed to the frame. So I've taken my measurements as far as how high I want it. It's just going to be just below these side pieces here. And got my measurement here. It's going to come flush here because I want the face to sit and butt up against this end piece and this end piece. So I'm going to do the face last, get my 2 sides cut, then my back piece, and then the face. Hopefully I can do it with 1 strip of wood here. We'll see. Okay, so this is how I'm trying to cut my straight lines here. Got this measured out to compensate for the edge of my circular saw here, so I can ride up against this, use it like a fence, and hopefully get a nice straight cut. Really important for the drawers that they're nice and straight so it slides out and in very easily. So yeah, I'm gonna get a nice straight cut here. I should be able to get my 2 side pieces out of just this length here. Then I'll have to go up for my end piece and my face. Switch out batteries there. My battery died on me. Yeah, hopefully that'll work. So this is my little setup, just using a square clamped to get a nice straight cut here. Got it measured out. It's 1 1/8" on this saw for my line to line up. Just got to make sure that you keep this edge nice and buttered up against there. Looked like it turned out good. Well, yeah, with the width of the saw blade, it made them come out just about perfect. Yeah, that was a little bit of luck there. So I'm going to cut 1 more strip, the exact same width or height as these other 2 here for the end pieces. So I'll make a nice straight cut here. Got my rig set up again. And then I'll have to get my measurements for, they're going to go on the inside on both the front and the back. I forgot, I'm going to put it's going to have an end piece on both sides, and then I'll have a face going on front of that I'll tack to that. So it'll be kind of doubled up in front. So hopefully this all works. Make sure my saw, the edge of my saw is nice and square up against my straight edge here. And also I have the whole sheet clamped to my table here, so it doesn't want to move on me. Okay, I got my other square set up here for my end piece. And then I need to duplicate this, 1 more of those. Okay, well I remembered I have a square clamp. This comes in really handy. This is what I bought this for when I was making drawers for the box van. It's a little funky to get it going here, but just make sure everything's nice and flat and square sitting in there. Tighten that one down. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to put some weight on it before I clamp it, make sure that's nice and tight. It's not glued yet, I'm just kind of test fitting this. So yeah, that's how a corner clamp works, a square clamp. So once I get my wood glue in there, I should be able to position this on the end of my table, get some finishing nails in the side. Actually, I have some hammer and wire brads that I'll use. Yeah, totally screwed up. I don't want to put poly on yet. I want to get it all glued and nailed and then poly it when I'm done. So there's poly on these end joints. Wood glue doesn't work as good with this poly. So these 2 pieces, I'm going to have to sand the ends where I'm going to glue them. Yeah, glad I didn't do these. Shoot. Okay, yeah, almost screwed up there. I don't want to polyurethane it before I do the gluing. Poly will inhibit the glue's effectiveness. So I've got this end piece set up where I want it. Loosen this one, get some glue on there. Go with plenty of glue. There'll be a lot of squeeze out, but that's okay. I know that there'll be plenty in there. Let me grab a rag. Glue on there. Give it a squeeze. I'm going to actually stand this up so I can put some weight on it before I clamp it. Nice and tight. Okay, I'm going to try to get some brads in there. Need a more solid surface here to do my nailing, so I'm going to try the bumper of the van. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a brad nailer. Just shoot it in. Oh, I'm going to get a few more in there. Heck yeah, we're building drawers now. Okay, while glue is drying, I'm trying to use my time wisely here as the sun sets. Gonna go with the second coat of polyurethane on my lower cabinet door. This is gonna be a little cabinet below where the drawer is. And again, I treated both sides. Not sure which one's gonna be facing out. I do like the knots, but I kinda really like the lighter look on that side. So we'll place it in there and see what I decide. So I had been working like crazy from sun up to sundown pretty much the last 2 weeks. I really needed to do laundry today, so I set my alarm for 5:30 a.m. The laundrette opens up at 6 a.m. here, so got there right at 6, got my laundry done, was able to get back to camp just as the sun was coming up. Was able to grab a shower at the laundrette as well. All right, get that back out in the sun. Okay, I think we're ready for the final piece of the drawer here. I got a pretty heavy wind blowing at me. It's wanting to push this away, but I'm gonna get some glue on there, get all my nails ready, and my brads. Hopefully those don't blow away. My hammer ready. So we'll just put a liberal amount of glue on each end here. Let it just squeeze out. Want plenty in there. Don't blow away, rag. I need you. It's wanting to drip off. Okay, let's get that on there before it drips away on me. Okay, I'm going to start with the top one here. Just need to get one nail in. Hold it in place. Right where I want to be. This other one. Just get one nail in each end to start. So much glue squeezing out. I wanted plenty though. Okay, make sure those nice and level, even with the back. Let's do it. All these band-aids on my fingers. I'm losing my thumbnail. I cut myself with a chisel the other day. Let's wipe off some of this glue. So I've got my drawer all set. I think the glue is dried enough. I am going to use this thin 1/8" paneling. That's what I use for my ceiling for the bottom of the drawer. I'm just going to tack that in with glue and wire brads once again. I realized I made a mistake. When I made my measurement for the height, I wanted it to be kind of snug in there, not too tight, not too loose, but I did not compensate for the thickness of this. So what I had to do in here, I've already cut them. I have some, that's 1/8". This is 1/4" plywood paneling. I'm going to have to put that in between the countertop and these supports here to compensate for that extra height. That should be just enough. I'll test fit it before I put it all together. So when I put my countertop on, I'll probably glue these first, maybe a couple brads, and then my countertop will go on the top of that. So problem diverted, just moving too fast. Okay, so once again, this sheet of this paneling is almost perfect width. It's almost too close. I don't think I'm going to be able to trim it. My gosh, how is that so almost perfect? Yeah, I think on the end, up here, it's so close. We'll set that flat on the table. I think just a little bit of sanding. Once I have it tacked on there, we'll bring it right. So really, I just need to cut the length of this. Okay, let's see how that fits. Should be able to, doesn't matter which is the bottom. Whoops. Oh, must be the other piece. There we go, that's better. Now this drawer is almost square. It's a little bit longer than it is wide. Okay, set down my drawer bottom. I'm going to get a clamp on one side. Okay, line it up before I give it the squeeze on the clamp. No overhang there. Yeah, let's squeeze that and go get some nails in it. Okay, there's our drawer. I'll wipe my glue out here. Nice, did it. Made a drawer. Okay, so I don't have my countertop secured here. That's just resting on there, but should be able to do a little test pull here. Yeah, and that's going to work just fine without slides on it. It does kind of, you know, you've got to pull it nice and straight, otherwise it'll kind of want to bind up, but I think that's going to work out really good. So this won't be exposed like this. I'll cut a piece of plywood as a face, and then I've got a handle. I'm going to use these black handles here. I think that'll look good. Go with the black hinge there, and I still need to get some latches. I had got some that I decided I'm not going to go with, so I ordered a couple more. That'll be more matching to the black. And then, yeah, here's my little cabinet door down here. That's going to be hinged there, and we'll open up this way. And the back and side here will be closed off with the sheet of that paneling as well. So it is coming together. I wanted to completely finish today, but I'm going to call it quits here. I am totally beat. I have been working in high gear since sunup, so yeah, kind of burning myself out, but getting it done. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this one. I appreciate y'all joining me for another video. I really wanted to get this cabinet finished up for this video, but I just wasn't able to make it happen. And I spent a good portion of today getting this video edited. So I'm going to try to get it wrapped up here. I'll film it and show you guys the end results in the next video. I'm going to be adding some spice racks to the end of the cabinet as well, above the countertop. And then probably get my battery wired up to the solar. And yeah, there was a couple things I meant to mention in the last video. I actually filmed it, but somehow did not include the clip in the video. I even responded to some comments like, yeah, I mentioned that in the video. And people were like, probably think I'm crazy. I did talk about the heater. I included that in this video. My little wave heater is going to be at the end cabinet there on a TV swivel, so I can articulate it around. And then also I'm going to be having a swivel table mounted to the end of the bed on this side of me. This is actually the table mount. It's like swings around and the tabletop articulates. You can adjust the height, and that will mount perfectly at the end of my bed frame here. And it comes out, it's a little short, but the way you can mount the tabletops, this is just my cabinet door, I'll use an example, but you don't have to center it over this top plate here. You can kind of offset it. So I think with a little bit larger of a tabletop, I can offset it and it will be right where I want it to be, sitting at this seat here. And then when I need to get up out of this seat, I can just swing the whole thing out of the way over the bed, or I can swing it the other way over the driver's seat there, and then remove the whole thing from the mounting plate and store it away somewhere, probably behind the passenger seat when I'm not using it. But I think that's going to work out really good. I'm going to play with that probably in the next video as well, maybe the video after that. But so that's what I got planned, and I really appreciate y'all joining me on this little build out series, and looking forward to this being done so I can get back out there on the road and go exploring in it. Hope you're all doing well out there and having a good new year so far. We'll see you soon on the next one. Take care. Peace.